if we could figure out some way...
Did you like the book, The Godfather?
Well, we have so little time to talk about Indians, and there's so much to say about them, that I think to talk about movies and stuff like that is such a misuse of time. But then I'm your guest, and I don't want to horn in on what your program's going to be about.
I wouldn't want you to. Okay, I'll talk about something. It bugs me that you, over the years, have acted so little. And it seems like there must be about 14 great plays and great films that you ought to do, that ought to make. And I worry that this feeling that that acting is not a noble profession for a man maybe is what's kept you from it. I can now move on to something else if you like, but does that observation bug you at all?
No.
It's none of my business. Are there roles you wish you'd played? Do you crave acting?
No. It's been a good living. I mean, if you were in the lumber business and you went on the Dick Cavett show, and somebody said, well, how do you like the lumber business? It is a business. It's no more than that. And those who pretend that it's an art, I think, are misguided. And, acting is a craft, and it's a profession not unlike being an electrician, plumbing, or an economist. It's a way of getting on and providing food and shelter for yourself and family.
May I ask you one thing here? You've referred a couple of times to things you did to make up for certain things you had done in the past. This is an interview with Truman Capote. And you referred to The Wild One as one of the things you make up for.
Space One. And I don't think that it's useful to refer to, confirm or deny anything that was written in the press. It's mostly money-oriented, and therefore I don't think it has any value.
Okay. Tell me then, when, way back in the 50s, when you were interested in Indians' fishing rights, before it was fashionable to be so, what triggered that?
I read a book called Indians of the Americas. I, after reading the book, realized that I knew nothing about the American Indian, and that everything we are taught about the American Indian is wrong, is inaccurate. And our school books are hopelessly lacking, perhaps criminally lacking, in revealing what our relationship was with the Indian. When we hear, as we've heard throughout all our lives, no matter how old we are, that we are a country that stands for freedom, for rightness, for justice, for everyone, it simply doesn't apply to those who are not white. It just simply doesn't apply. And we were the most rapacious, aggressive, destructive, torturing, monstrous people who swept from one coast to the other, murdering and causing mayhem among the Indians. There's one Indian in the...
There's one native. He's left. That one native left.
But,
is he the only one?
Revealed, because we don't like that image of ourselves. We don't like to see us. We like to see ourselves as perhaps John Wayne sees us. And also what we've learned about the Indians has been largely taught to us by Hollywood and by motion pictures. They have educated us. So we naturally believe that when the Indians came, that the wagons circled and the Indians rode around and subjected themselves to terrible fire and died at a ratio ratio of 65 to 1.
Both barrels of a shotgun would always get 2 Indians.
Yeah, and that wasn't the way it was at all. But anyway, Indians have been tragically misrepresented in films and in our history books, in our attitudes, in our reporting. And so we must set about to re-educate ourselves. Who are we looking at?
You?
Oh,
Oh, no, there's a message coming, but...
okay.
One thing I wanted to get into on that, too, was the subject of not only how Indians treated on the screen, but off the screen. I know a guy who was in it.
Let me tell you another thing. At a time when we say, especially, that we are going to keep our treaties, and that we do keep our word, and that we, above all people, do keep our word, I think it's important to mention that there have been nearly 400 treaties written by the United States in good faith with the Indians, and every single one of them was abrogated. Means broken, or changed, or altered.
Yeah, no exceptions. And the Indians howl when, with laughter, I guess, when they hear a public figure, like a president, saying other nations will laugh at us if we don't honor our treaty commitments.
Oh, yeah.
When they can think of 400 and, I don't know what the exact figure is, 31 examples of how we haven't in the past, and this would only be the 432nd case of it if we didn't. But I remember some years ago I read a piece by James Wexler, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was, and he said that I don't think there's anybody who's as concerned, or a few people that I've met care so much about the quest for human dignity, something like this that we're involved in right now. That was referring to the civil rights movement. Did you ever meet Rosa Parks or something, a lady who,
No, I never did.
who refused to give her seat to a white man on a bus in, was it Atlanta? And it kind of kicked off the whole bus protest.
Birmingham.
Was it Birmingham? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you then in Washington. And have you found that any effective comes from these things?
Well, I think they say that it's the squeaky hinge that gets the grease.